Welcome to another edition of AI After 50 with Pops in Pop's Doghouse. I showed you earlier my F-250. Well, guess what? I'm sitting in it right now filming this episode. Let's get into it. You see, my F-250 is one of the most technologically advanced vehicles on the road. I mean, it does just about everything but the kitchen sink. So it's got lane change, so if I start swerving one way or another, it'll pull me back in the lane. It's got brake assist. If I'm about to hit something, it'll put the brakes on for me. It's got things like massagers in both seats. My wife really loves that feature. And probably one of the coolest things, other than the 360-degree camera that it has, is the coolest thing I think, or one of the things I like the most, is the heads-up display. Now on that heads-up display, I'm looking at it right now, it shows the miles per hour, it shows the temperature outside, it shows my 2 lanes, so if I'm swerving one way or another, it'll light up that lane and pull me back. Heck, it even shows my blind spots. If there's somebody in my blind spot, it'll pop up in yellow or red if it gets too close. A really cool feature it is. So fast forward to a couple days ago, I pull up and get in my truck and I see a big, gigantic crack on the windshield. And I mean, it's every bit of 2 foot long, and it starts at the passenger side at the bottom and it arches all the way over to the driver's side, and it's literally just huge. And I go, oh my goodness, I knew right away that thing wasn't gonna be cheap, because heck, when it's got all that technology in the windshield, like the heads-up display and the rain, if it starts raining, the wipers come on and all that good stuff, I knew I was in for it. So as I'm driving home, I remember my good friend, her name is Jamie. She used to work for a place called Clear Glass, and I had her locked in my phone as Clear Glass Jamie. I mean, I'm old school like that. And so I said, hey Siri, call Clear Glass Jamie. And of course it pops up a couple numbers, and I knew she didn't work there no more, but I figured, heck, let me give it a shot anyway. So I said, Siri, call the top number, and so it sends it straight to her cell phone. And my good friend Jamie, from 25 years or so, heck, she used to do, windshields for the cars when I was selling cars, and now I've been selling trucks for 21 years, and she always was the one I'd go to do the windshields on my trucks. Well, guess what? She answered the phone and she's like, hey, Tony, how you doing? And I was, of course, like, hey, Jamie, good to talk to you, man. And she's like, well, I don't do windshields no more. I've been not doing them for 7, 8 years or so. I said, I know, girl, but heck, I had you locked in my phone. I figured, why not give you a call? I knew you'd hook me up. And so sure enough, she said, yeah, no, I got you. And so she sends me a contact of a young lady named Steph, and Steph's been her friend for I don't know how many years. Steph told me she's the reason why Jamie got hired at Clear Glass back in the 90s or whatever it was. And so as I'm still driving, I'm telling Jamie about, my YouTube channels with AI After 50 with Pops, and I'm telling her about Pop's Doghouse. And I asked her, of course, to subscribe to both channels. I'm asking you for the same now, and I appreciate and I thank you all that did. And if you go ahead and subscribe, I thank you in advance for that. So I finally make it to the house, and then I'm thinking, gee whiz, I am not looking forward to buying this windshield. I mean, I just knew it was going to cost a lot. And so I got on our old friend Google and started checking prices, and guess what I saw? Now, keep in mind that, the last time I paid for a windshield, I think it was $200 or $300. Of course, it didn't have all the features that this windshield has, but, I knew it was going to be more than that, but I was not expecting to see $1,000. That was the cheapest one. Heck, I saw $1,200, $1,500. I said, oh, my Lord. I was not looking forward to that, but I knew I was going to have to get it fixed, because here in the great state of Texas and Houston, you still got to get your car inspected to get your license plate renewal. So I knew one way or another I was going to have to get this big 2 foot rainbow arched crack in my windshield, get it out of there, get her gone, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to renew my plates. And so I see all that, and I'm going to bed, and I'm thinking, geez, I sure don't look forward to paying that much for a windshield. Well, to my surprise, as I'm driving to work the next morning, I get a text from Miss Stephanie, and she says $695 installed. I was like, hallelujah! I mean, I ain't never been so excited to spend $700 in my life. But when you're comparing that to $1,000, $1,200, $1,500, $700 had me feeling like I was winning. I said, girl, I sure appreciate the discounts. When can we get her done? So she emails me, or I should say she texts me back and says, hey, I'll send somebody over there right away. And I think it was maybe a couple hours or so, and a gentleman walks right in my office and says, hey, I got your windshield here. So, you know, I walked out with him to show him the truck and opened it up for him, and he went to work. And so about an hour or so, he was done and got it looking like it was brand new again. If you look at that video I posted as a teaser, you can still see the tape on the top of the windshield there. So the moral of this story is AI and technology, they're some of the best things we got going for us right now. But you know what? They ain't cheap. This is Pops at Pops Doghouse and AI After 50 with Pops, and we're signing out till next time. Have a good one.